The kingdom forever. She runs because stopping would mean being claimed by the dark behind her. Branches tear at her cloak as she breaks through the forest, the fabric already heavy with rain and blood. Her breath comes sharp and uneven, burning her chest with every pull of air. The storm is merciless. Freezing rain needles her skin, wind shoves her sideways, thunder cracks so close it rattles her bones. The ground is slick with mud and fallen leaves, and more than once she stumbles, catching herself with a shaking hand. When she looks down, her palm is red. Not fresh, not clean. The kind of blood that sticks, that tells a story she isn't ready to face. The howls rise again. Too close, too many. They aren't hunting her. Not exactly. They're herding her, driving her forward like prey that already belongs to someone else. The sound crawls up her spine, ancient and deliberate, and fear coils tight in her gut. She knows wolves. She knows the difference. And that knowledge terrifies her more than the chase itself. The forest feels alive in a way that turns hostile. Trees snap under the weight of the storm. Roots reach like traps beneath her feet. Fog thickens, swallowing the path ahead, blurring the line between escape and dead end. The world narrows to breath, pain, and the pounding of her heart. Every step feels stolen. Then the heat comes. It flares beneath her skin without warning, silver and sharp, like fire wrapped in ice. It pulses through her veins, lighting nerves she's spent her whole life trying to keep quiet. Her jaw clenches as she fights it down, fear shifting into something more dangerous, power, untrained, unwanted, the kind that never asks permission before it takes. She presses a hand to her chest as she runs, as if she can hold herself together by force alone. Her thoughts fracture. Memories bleed through, hands pulling away from her, voices calling her a mistake, a burden, a risk. She was never supposed to be strong, never supposed to survive this long. The words rip from her throat, torn loose by wind and panic. She doesn't shout at them. She confesses them to the storm. She whispers that she was never meant to survive this. Another howl answers, closer now, vibrating through the ground. Her legs scream in protest, but she pushes harder, desperation sharpening every movement. Somewhere ahead, the forest opens into darkness she can't yet see. Somewhere behind her, fate is closing in fast. And if stories of fate, fire, and forbidden bonds pull at something deep inside you, if your heart leans forward when the world breaks and a soul is forced to run, subscribe to Wide Moon Narratives, because this is only the beginning. The forest goes quiet before she even notices it. One moment, the wolves are snapping at the edges of her senses. The next, they vanish into the shadows as if the night itself swallowed them. She stumbles, chest heaving, muscles screaming, and the silence hits like a weight she can't shake. Every instinct tells her the danger isn't gone. It's just different now, sharper, waiting, and then he appears. Tall, brooding, a shadow that moves with purpose, cutting through the moonlight like it belongs to him. The forest bends around him, every branch and shadow falling in line, giving space to his presence. There's control in the way he steps forward, and danger coils in his shoulders, in the tilt of his jaw, in the sharp amber glint of his eyes. He doesn't speak at first, just watches, and she feels it, the weight of someone who has seen too much, who knows exactly what she is before she even breathes it. Then he calls her name. Not a question, not a demand. Her name, her real name, the one she hasn't spoken aloud in years. Her breath catches. She didn't give it to him. How could he know? "I've been watching you," he says, voice low, measured, almost casual. "Across borders, across nights. You think you run alone, but I've seen every step." He doesn't kneel. He doesn't offer mercy. He doesn't even try to scare her. He simply assesses, like a predator studying prey, or a king studying a spark of fire. And in that gaze, she feels it, the pull, the warning, the magnetism she's been trained to ignore. Sparks of something she doesn't want but can't resist flicker between them. Fear claws at her chest, mistrust tightens her throat, yet a strange, undeniable pull coils in her stomach. "I won't hurt you," he finally says, but neither will I let you fall here. He gestures to a shadowed cave nearby, the walls slick with rain and moonlight. Shelter, not safe. Understand the difference. Her legs want to bolt. Her mind screams to fight. But part of her, just a fragment, wants to follow. I want to see what it is to stand under the same moon, in the same storm, with someone who bends even the forest to their will. And so she hesitates. And in that hesitation, the tension is born. She follows him silently, steps tentative on the wet earth, every nerve screaming to run, to vanish into the blackened forest behind her. But something about him, his steady pace, the way he doesn't rush, the way he simply allows her presence without pressure, keeps her tethered, unwillingly, to the path ahead. Every shadow, every whispering tree, mirrors the chaos inside her chest. Her mind drifts, unbidden, to the night that started this, her father's face, cold and unreadable, as he handed her over like a piece of property, his eyes refusing any hint of remorse. Peace, territory, power, none of it mattered to her. Not to him. Not to the people who should have protected her. She remembers the crushing humiliation, the silent fury, and the first shiver of silver fire in her veins, the part of her that would not be owned, the part that screamed she was something more, something dangerous. Pack elders had called her a curse, a weapon of chaos that could not be contained. Their whispers followed her like frost on skin, sharp and invasive. She learned early to bend her head, to mute her voice, to make herself smaller, quieter, invisible. Survival was the only language she knew, and yet beneath it all, her heart yearned for more, longing to trust, to be seen, to be claimed by someone who understood the fire beneath her ribs. And now he walks beside her. The alpha. Not cruel. Not demanding. Just patient, watching her, reading her hesitation, letting her test the air between them. It unsettles her more than any threat ever could. The pull is unbearable, dangerous, unfamiliar. She doesn't know whether to want it or fight it. Every step she takes is a negotiation with herself. Part of her wants to collapse into the safety he offers. Another part wants to flee, to prove to the world that no one owns her, that no one can bind the silver flame that has begun to stir with reckless life inside her. Her thoughts twist, memories pressing in. The fire of betrayal, the ache of exile, the hunger to mat her, and she realizes she has never been alone in her fear, yet never has she felt anyone measure it with the care he does. The forest opens slightly, the moon rising high, spilling silver across her path. She exhales shakily, and for the first time in years, she allows herself to feel the faintest flicker of hope. Yet, even as the light bathes her, the weight of her past tugs hard at her chest. The storm of memory, grief, and power collides inside her, and she knows that every step forward is a battle she must fight alone. But perhaps, just perhaps, with him at her side, she might survive it. The moon climbs higher, and the shadows stretch long, whispering promises she is not yet ready to hear.